Shalom, my friend. God does not test you with more. He tests you with what's already in your hands. This is perhaps the most uncomfortable truth you will hear today, and it's precisely why most people remain stuck in cycles of wanting more while mismanaging what they already possess. The divine operates on principles that contradict human impulse, and understanding this distinction determines whether you expand or stagnate. I am Rabbi Shimon, the Torah Life Architect, and I translate ancient Torah design principles into modern clarity. What I'm about to share with you is not religious doctrine or spiritual platitudes. This is foundational life architecture, revealed through thousands of years of Torah wisdom, applicable whether you follow traditional faith or simply seek to understand how authentic growth operates. Today, we examine the stewardship test, and I want to be absolutely clear about what this is and what it is not. This is not punishment for past mistakes. This is not divine delay to frustrate your progress. This is not evidence that you lack faith or worthiness. The stewardship test is God's precise method of preparing you for expansion by observing how you handle current responsibility. It's a design feature, not a design flaw. The Torah reveals a fundamental law that governs all authentic increase. Expansion follows demonstrated trust. This law operates whether you acknowledge it or not, whether you believe in it or not, whether you like it or not. Capacity must precede expansion. Responsibility must precede reward. Faithfulness with little must precede overflow with much. This sequence is not negotiable because it protects both you and what you're meant to steward. Consider how this law manifests in practical terms. Money does not fix financial disorder. If you cannot manage $1,000 with precision and purpose, $10,000 will amplify your chaos, not solve it. More opportunity does not correct poor judgment. If you consistently make careless decisions with small choices, larger opportunities will expose and magnify these patterns. More responsibility does not strengthen weak character. If you avoid accountability with current commitments, additional responsibilities will overwhelm rather than empower you. This is why the divine tests through stewardship rather than abundance. The test reveals whether you are ready for increase or whether increase would damage you. Most people interpret delayed expansion as divine rejection when it's actually divine protection. You are being protected from receiving what you're not yet equipped to handle wisely. Let's examine this principle across different areas of your life. In your relationship with money, how do you handle the resources you currently possess? Do you track every dollar with intention, or do you operate with vague awareness of your financial position? Do you allocate money according to clear priorities, or do you spend impulsively and wonder where it went? The divine observes your money management patterns because they reveal your capacity for stewardship. Financial increase requires demonstrated financial wisdom. Consider your relationship with time. Time is perhaps your most valuable resource because it cannot be recovered or replaced. How do you steward your hours? Do you protect your time boundaries, or do you allow others to consume your schedule without consideration? Do you invest time in activities that compound value, or do you waste hours on entertainment and distraction? Your time management reveals your understanding of value and your readiness for increased responsibility. Examine your commitments. When you give your word, do you honor it completely and consistently? Do you arrive when you say you'll arrive? Do you deliver what you promise to deliver? Do you finish what you start? Commitment keeping is stewardship training because larger opportunities require unwavering reliability. Every broken promise teaches the divine that you're not ready for greater trust. Look at your relationships. How do you treat people who cannot benefit you directly? How do you respond when others make mistakes? How do you handle conflict and disagreement? Relationship stewardship reveals your character under pressure, and character determines whether you can be trusted with influence over others. Leadership requires demonstrated love and patience. Analyze your work ethic. Do you give full effort regardless of who's watching? Do you take pride in excellence even when the task seems insignificant? Do you look for ways to add value beyond what's required? Work ethic is stewardship of opportunity, and expanded opportunity flows to those who maximize current opportunity. The Torah teaches 3 fundamental stewardship laws that govern this testing process. First, what you mismanage cannot multiply. This law protects you from receiving increase that would become destructive. If you cannot organize your current possessions, your living space, your schedule, or your priorities, multiplication would create overwhelming chaos. The divine withholds increase until you demonstrate management capacity. Second, small order predicts large trust. This law explains why the divine observes your handling of seemingly insignificant details. How you treat small things reveals how you would treat large things. How you manage small amounts of money predicts how you would manage large amounts. How you handle minor responsibilities indicates how you would handle major responsibilities. Nothing is too small to matter because small things are training for large things. Third, chaos signals unreadiness, not rejection. This law reframes struggle and difficulty. When your life feels chaotic, when you feel overwhelmed, when increase seems impossible, this is feedback, not judgment. Chaos indicates that your current capacity is fully utilized, and you need to develop better systems before you can handle more. The divine is not punishing you by withholding increase. The divine is protecting you from increase that would intensify your chaos. To illustrate this principle, consider the biblical account of Joseph. Before Joseph could steward Egypt's resources during 7 years of abundance and 7 years of famine, he had to demonstrate stewardship in progressively challenging situations. He stewarded his character while serving in Potiphar's house. He stewarded hope while imprisoned for crimes he didn't commit. He stewarded wisdom while interpreting dreams without recognition. Each situation tested different aspects of his stewardship capacity. Only after Joseph proved faithful with small responsibilities, unjust circumstances, and unacknowledged service was he entrusted with national stewardship. The progression was intentional. Joseph needed to develop the character, wisdom, and systems required to manage abundance before abundance could be safely entrusted to him. His stewardship testing prepared him for stewardship success. Similarly, the construction of the Mishkan, the portable sanctuary in the wilderness, required precise order before divine presence could dwell within it. Every measurement had to be exact. Every material had to be prepared correctly. Every component had to be assembled in proper sequence. Only when the structure was complete according to divine specifications could God's presence fill the space. Order preceded presence because presence requires proper preparation. This brings us to a practical stewardship assessment. I want you to honestly examine your current management patterns and identify areas where improvement is needed before expansion can safely occur. What are you currently careless with? Look at your possessions, your commitments, your relationships, your time. Where do you operate with sloppy attention to detail? These areas reveal where stewardship development is needed. What do you blame instead of manage? When problems arise, do you look for external causes or internal solutions? Do you blame your circumstances, other people, or timing for your challenges? Or do you accept responsibility for what you can control? Blame indicates unreadiness for increased responsibility because responsibility requires ownership. What would collapse if it grew today? Honestly assess your current systems and structures. If your income doubled tomorrow, would your financial systems handle the increase? Or would the extra money create more chaos? If your business doubled in size, would your operational system support the growth? Or would everything break down? If your influence increased significantly, would your character sustain the pressure, or would you make destructive decisions? What do you treat as small that God treats as training? The divine assigns significance to things you might consider insignificant. Your punctuality, your follow-through on minor commitments, your treatment of service workers, your response to traffic delays, your reaction when technology malfunctions. These seemingly minor situations are actually stewardship training exercises that reveal your readiness for major responsibilities. How do you handle pressure and disappointment? When things don't go according to your plans, do you maintain your character and continue operating with integrity, or do you become reactive and abandon your principles? Stewardship under pressure reveals authentic capacity because increased responsibility always includes increased pressure. Where do you compromise your standards because no one is watching? Authentic stewardship means maintaining excellence regardless of oversight. If you only perform well when you might be noticed or rewarded, you're not ready for independent stewardship. True readiness means doing the right thing consistently, even when there's no immediate recognition or benefit. What patterns of waste or carelessness persist in your life? Do you leave lights on in empty rooms, food uneaten in your refrigerator, or tools scattered instead of organized? Do you start projects without finishing them, make commitments without keeping them, or begin relationships without nurturing them? Waste and carelessness in small areas predict waste and carelessness in large areas. Now, I want to address common objections to this stewardship principle, because I know some of you are thinking, but Rabbi Shimon, I don't have enough to manage properly yet. How can I demonstrate stewardship with insufficient resources? This objection reveals misunderstanding about what stewardship actually means. Stewardship is not about having much to manage. Stewardship is about managing whatever you have with precision and purpose. You can demonstrate excellent stewardship with very little money by tracking every dollar and allocating it intentionally. You can demonstrate excellent stewardship with limited time by protecting your schedule and investing hours wisely. You can demonstrate excellent stewardship with basic possessions by maintaining them properly and organizing them systematically. The amount doesn't determine stewardship quality. The attention and care you give to whatever you have determines stewardship quality. Another common objection: what if I'm already overwhelmed with what I have? How can I handle more? This question actually validates the stewardship principle. If you're overwhelmed with current responsibilities, additional responsibilities would increase your overwhelm, not resolve it. The solution is not to receive more before you can handle what you have. The solution is to develop better systems for managing what you currently possess. Overwhelm often indicates poor boundaries, unclear priorities, or inefficient systems rather than excessive responsibility. Before asking for increase, examine whether you've optimized your current situation. Are you saying yes to too many things? Are you trying to do everything personally instead of delegating appropriately? Are you using your time and energy efficiently? Improvement in these areas often eliminates overwhelm overwhelm without requiring any external changes. Some of you might think, isn't faith enough? Shouldn't God bless me based on my faith rather than my management skills? Faith and stewardship are not opposed to each other. Faith includes trusting God's wisdom about timing and preparation. True faith trusts that God's sequence of growth protects rather than restricts you. Faith without stewardship is presumption. Stewardship without faith is merely human effort. Authentic growth requires both faith in God's provision and faithfulness in managing what you're given. The divine does not test your faith by giving you more than you can handle. The divine strengthens your faith by teaching you to handle what you have with increasing skill and wisdom. This process builds confidence, character, and capacity simultaneously. Each stewardship success prepares you for greater stewardship opportunities. Understanding this principle transforms your perspective on current challenges and limitations. Instead of seeing delayed expansion as evidence of divine disapproval, you recognize it as divine preparation. Instead of feeling frustrated by your current circumstances, you appreciate them as training opportunities. Instead of rushing toward increase, you focus on excellence with what you possess. This shift in perspective changes everything about how you approach daily life. Every task becomes an opportunity to demonstrate stewardship. Every responsibility becomes a chance to build capacity for greater responsibility. Every challenge becomes training for larger challenges. You stop seeing current limitations as problems to escape and start seeing them as puzzles to solve. Here's your challenge, and I want you to accept it immediately, not eventually. Bring order to what you already have before asking heaven for more. Choose one area of your life where you've been careless or disorganized, and commit to bringing systematic order to that area. This might be your finances, your schedule, your living space, your health routines, your work habits, or your relationships. Start with something specific and manageable. If it's finances, gather all your financial statements and create a complete picture of your financial position. If it's your living space, choose one room or one closet and organize it completely. If it's your schedule, block out time for your most important priorities and protect those time blocks. If it's health, establish consistent sleep, exercise, and nutrition routines. The goal is not perfection. The goal is demonstration. You are demonstrating to yourself and to the divine that you can be trusted with responsibility. You are proving that you can create order from chaos, maintain systems consistently, and honor commitments faithfully. This demonstration builds the foundation for legitimate expansion. As you implement improved stewardship, you will notice several changes. First, you'll feel more confident and peaceful because chaos creates anxiety, while order creates calm. Second, you'll become more effective because organized systems produce better results with less effort. Third, you'll attract opportunities because people trust responsible individuals with additional responsibility. Most importantly, you'll begin to see how the divine responds to demonstrated stewardship. Resources become available when you prove you can manage them wisely. Opportunities appear when you show you can handle them properly. Relationships deepen when you demonstrate reliability and care. This is not magic. This is law. This is how authentic growth operates. Remember that this process requires patience and persistence. Stewardship development takes time because you're building new habits and new character patterns. Don't expect immediate perfection or instant results. Expect gradual improvement and increasing capacity. Every small improvement in stewardship creates foundation for larger improvements. Also remember that this is not about earning divine favor through through good works. This is about becoming capable of receiving divine blessings without being damaged by them. The divine wants to bless you abundantly, but those blessings must be given to someone who can steward them wisely. Your stewardship development protects both you and what you're meant to receive. The stewardship test is ultimately an expression of divine love and wisdom. You are being prepared for abundance by learning to handle responsibility. You are being protected from increase that would overwhelm you by developing the capacity to manage increase successfully. You are being trained for greater influence by proving faithful with current influence. This understanding should eliminate frustration about delayed expansion and replace it with appreciation for thorough preparation. When you see stewardship testing as divine protection rather than divine rejection, you can embrace the process instead of resisting it. When you understand that order must precede overflow, you can focus on creating order instead of demanding overflow. Your current circumstances, whatever they might be, are perfectly designed to develop the stewardship capacity you need for your next level of responsibility. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. Everything contributes to your preparation if you approach it with the right perspective and the right commitment to growth. The divine watches how you handle little things because little things reveal everything about your character, your values, your priorities, and your capacity for greater things. Your response to this revelation determines whether you remain where you are or advance to where you're meant to be. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Shalom, my friend. Now let's build the life God designed for you.